Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the sponsors that you can see on the screen, right? Now, if you are going to do a bit of business in 2022, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your preview show looking ahead to Saturday's home game against Hull City at the Den. It is the club's Remembrance Day and the final league home game before the impending international break. And my God, do we need a performance off the back of two, maybe one or two disappointing away ones in Huddersfield and Birmingham. We need to keep the Den as what it has once again become, and that is a fortress as always. Let's start by taking a look at the 11 that Gary Rowett might pick to get the job done. And so, 4 changes were made in midweek against Birmingham, a 0-0 draw up at St Andrews from the side that was so easily beaten up at Huddersfield the previous Saturday. Wasn't a million miles away from the team that I said he should potentially play, in my opinion, and it just proves that you can try these things and they don't always work. You know, a lot of you wanted Volsammer to play central against Birmingham. It didn't work. I said play Honeyman, in the team. He didn't play particularly well either. I've also said in recent weeks, try Styles high, wide and left, which we have done. He did score, but it doesn't really suit him. So he is trying different things, the gaffer. I just feel we lack a little bit of quality in the final third. However, we did see that against West Brom and against Watford. So is it a little bit of bipolar Millwall? And it is difficult. It's a difficult job for Rowett to try and maintain a little bit of momentum and rhythm and form. And we do this a lot as a club. We've done it under previous managers. We're looking good, and then all of a sudden a really shit defeat brings us back down to earth. And we are a little bit inconsistent at the minute, as are, though, most teams in this division. So Hull City are coming to town. Beatable side, we should be beating them. I believe we will beat them. And there you go, there's already a little bit of a hint into which way I think this one's going to go, more than a little bit of a hint. What should Rowett do? Does he stick with a side that's kept a clean sheet and look good against Birmingham? We're dominant throughout, we just lack that quality in the final third, like I said. Or does he change it again? I'll be honest, I don't think he can really win whatever he does. So this is what I would do. Stick it on me, gaffer. Either or in goal, honestly, I don't really care at this point. Danny McNamara, right back. Murray Wallace, left back. I suppose you've got to leave Charlie Creswell in with Jake Cooper, considering Wednesday night's clean sheet. 3 centre midfielders. George Saville, I thought, was outstanding at Brum, by the way, as too was Billy Mitchell alongside him in the midfield. And then I stick Callum Styles on the left-hand side of that with Mason Bennett in a 10. And up front, there you go, you can see it right there. The Bermondsey Burkamp, Zian Fleming and Tom Bradshaw and or Benicophobe. I don't care again. Either way, I keep saying this. I like the 4 at the back, but this isn't working for us, the wide men. It really, really isn't. And we're trying to put square pegs in round holes by trying these different players that play there. Of course, Jeb Wallace would have been perfect. He's long gone. But listen, I've had a little bit of an epiphany, a little bit of a thought process with Fleming. Look, I love the Bermondsey Burkamp. We all love him. As I said, he's the greatest Millwall record signing of all time and the most successful, which isn't hard, but he's scoring goals. And he has got a real eye for goal. And he's got a real hunger for goal and a little bit of a selfishness, which I'm not putting that down as a bad thing. Because you need to be selfish in front of goal. You need to be confident. And he takes on the responsibility. And I think that's actually a good trait. I'm not saying that in a bad way towards Fleming. I don't feel he does, at the minute, fantastically, the link play that a 10 would do. And again, that's not a criticism. The more I see him, the more I'm thinking we are struggling for a class quality striker. Stick this guy up front because he shoots on sight. He's quite self-indulgent, again, which isn't a criticism. I think it's a good thing. Ironically, I thought we did link the play quite well at Birmingham, especially in the first half. But I'm thinking stick him up front. We need 2 strikers up front. These 2 wide men, for me, it's not really working. And I know we've had results with it working, but that's if the wingers are on fire. And wingers in general could be inconsistent. So I would go with that. It might be a little bit out there, but I like Bennett in a 10 if he can stay fit. Styles, I like in midfield. Mitchell and Saville. That's 3 very strong midfielders there. And then with 2 strikers, I think we're definitely in with a chance of a little bit more firepower and playing higher up the pitch. Look, things aren't bad at the minute by any stretch. I don't think. I think we're doing all right. That's God's honest truth. But just to try something different and try to get that spark going again, although we do seem to manage to find that at the Den no matter what happens, isn't it? It's the away fall that is the issue. But luckily for this preview, we're at home Saturday. That's the team I'd go with. I still think we're going to beat Hull. It's not even prediction time, but I've already told you that twice. Moving on to our opposition, Hull City. They have got a brand spanking new manager on the 3rd of November. I've just looked, I've just got in. I've got work left, right and centre all of a sudden now. I'm ill and not supposed to be. Work's coming through the door like you wouldn't believe. So they've today, if it's the 3rd of November, or yesterday, or whenever you're watching this, have appointed Liam Rosenior as their manager. Great pundit, loved him on Sky. Of course, he was interim manager recently at Derby until Paul Warne was appointed. And then after Warne come in, he was relieved of his duties and he has been appointed Hull City manager. If he can manage like he can pundit, then Hull are in for a little bit of upturn in their fortunes because they've been a club in absolute tatters again. A club, ideally, that will show you how not to do it, how not to get promoted and how not to spend your parachute money because they got in all sorts of trouble until they was taken over by this billionaire owner. They started the season quite well. I think they was top after about 3 games. But not long after that, a little dip in form and they sacked their manager, Sholto Abaladze. And they have taken fucking weeks to replace him. I'm, again, not knocking that. I think they've seen it with a few managers they've appointed, think they're going to take him here, there and everywhere, and they've taken him nowhere. And I think they've made a really, really good appointment in Liam Rosenior. Hull currently sit 21st in the division, occupying the space just above the relegation zone. And they have won 2 and lost 3 of their previous 5 games. Last time out, they lost 3-1 at home against Middlesbrough, which in turn gave Michael Carrick his first win as Middlesbrough boss. So they'll be coming to the Den not full of confidence against a team that likes to call their home a fortress. And so this is your pre-match prediction. And here we go. We're going to turn Hull over by 4-1. All right, they're going to score early. I've just realised George Long used to play for them. Not that that really matters or makes any impact on my preview. I've just noticed it in my own brain. There you go. That's what goes on up there sometimes. But look, George Long aside, I think Hull will take the lead. The pressure may mount around the Den. You know, what fuck's sake, we've gone behind again. We're shit, blah, blah, blah. And then I think we'll absolutely blitz them. 4-1. I think Fleming will get 2. I think Billy Mitchell's getting a little bit closer to a goal. He started to hit the target now instead of keep hitting it over the bar. And I'm also going to go for a Millwall double. Well, we're all Millwall. But Danny McNamara as well. Danny Mac, Billy Mitchell, Zian Fleming double in SE16. 4-1, 3 points. George Long, nothing to do with it. And that's your lot for this preview show. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will be at the Den on Saturday now. Of course, I wasn't supposed to be. I don't think I mentioned I was supposed to have surgery. Anyway, thanks to everyone that tuned into the live stream on Wednesday night. I'll be honest, I can't remember a lot of it, but it got a lot of views and a lot of donations. So long may that continue. Maybe I'll get absolutely carted again on Saturday at the Den. I will be streaming from 2:40, okay? Now, unfortunately, there's no more Mr. Nice stream. I've let it go for a long, long time. And I've changed it in recent weeks to you can't comment, okay, on the match during the stream in the chat unless you are a subscriber. I'm changing it again. I'm sorry, but needs must. And we're very, very close to 19,000 subscribers. You will not be able to watch Saturday's stream unless you transfer £10 into... No, I'm joking. Unless you become a subscriber of the channel. Okay, it is, was, and always will be free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you've got a Gmail account, you probably signed up to YouTube with that Gmail account on your app, on your phone. Just press subscribe. Boom. It's done. You've never got to do anything else. Okay? And then after that, enjoy the stream. But unless you're subscribing from now on, you're not going to get any matchday streams. As I said, is, was, and always will be free. It takes 10 seconds of your time, and if you can't manage to sign up, then I'm sorry, an absolute pillock, and you should know how to sign up to YouTube by now. It's 2022, nearly 23. But there you go. I'll be live streaming from the Den for the final home game. It is Remembrance Day, as I said, and of course our club does it like no other. And they will give the armed forces, past, current and present, a fantastic reception and show of our gratitude and everything they do for us. So I expect a really good day at the Den. I expect a lot of goals. I demand 3 points. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.